Learning from love goddesses. This is chapter 2. So he starts analyzing the the ancient relics of histories across all cultures. Because this is what I'm always talking about when it comes to red pill concepts. Like, for example, guys want a girl with a low body count. Why? Because throughout history, humans always cherish the virgin bride. That's what we want as men, right? We want a girl who's not been ran through. If we had to have an ideal, that's what we want. And this has been documented across the world, right? Me as a man who's traveled around the world, I've seen it across the cultures with my own eyes, right? I've seen what I'm attracted to in other cultures across the world with my own eyes as well. And in the West, they're just trying to like rewrite human DNA, and it's not going to work at all. It's not going to work at all, okay? The red pill is always going to win. Nature finds a way, boys, okay? Let's begin with the most enduring visual examples of feminine beauty, love goddesses. The representations below were created hundreds or even thousands of years apart by groups that spoke different languages and lived in different climates. Despite the differences in their in their style, function, and degree of realism, they share common features, right? So this looks like some kind of Indian, like this might be the goddess Shiva, as you can see, thin waist, kind of curvy hips, and big breasts, right? This looks, I don't know what this looks like, to be honest. I'm not too sure about that. This also, I don't know what that is. Maybe Greek, I don't know. But you can see huge, big breasts, right? Nice little thickness to her. This looks like, definitely looks African here. This also, as you can see the hips, the thin like waistline, the round hips, you know, and the curve. They all have breasts. None of these chicks are flat chested. Okay. Oh, here we go. Left to right, love goddess from India. So this is India. That's Cambodia. And then, Venezuela here, huh? Interesting. And then Crete here, Persia here, Indonesia here, Spain, Greece, and then France as well. So you can see they all have very similar structures here, right? So when you guys, because they're just trying to shame men into the corner in America. And so when they're like, you can't judge a woman's beauty, actually, bitch, I can, because I am the gatekeeper. I am the judge of your beauty. And if you are ugly, that is the highest crime in the hot dude army, right? An ugly woman is like, boom, you're banished. Let me get my hammer, okay? Let me get my Thor's hammer as the judge of today's beauty. That is me, you know? Me as a man, I deem you ugly. Get out. Who's next? So the Ascending Man says, hardest question for a guy is bigger boobs or butt? Come on, bigger boobs. Kidding me? Nothing beats a round pair of supple breasts. I don't care what anybody says. And they cover that. They cover breast size later in this article. It's great. But yeah, you can see all across all those cultures, right? The love goddess typically have an hourglass figure with small waist, larger than average breasts, pronounced hips. They have a moderate healthy weight, fairly slim, but not skinny. Exactly. These two Minoan examples are more than 3,000 years old. Yeah, I mean, look at that. Slim waist, right? Nice hips, thick breasts, okay? This Babylonian love goddess is nearly 4,000 years old. 4,000 years old. Dudes are trying to fuck like this. Okay? I love it. I love this article, so I just really wanted to do a whole show on it. Below are erotic odalisque paintings from 19th century America, France, and Italy, right? They didn't have iPhones. They didn't have, pictures that they can send and distribute quickly. Right? But you can see, so America, France, and Italy here. This is great. This is great. What do we like? Which one? If I had to choose one from this, probably picture one. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one do you guys choose in the chat? 1, 2, 3, 4. 30 seconds on the clock. Let's see it. I like this. The fullness, the thighs, you know, the slim things. This for me, the ass is a little too big, right? And the tits are a little too small. I gotta take some of the ass and put it up in the tits department. This, not really my thing. And this here, she gets second place. The ass is too big, but I see some mountains there, so I'm good with that. There we go. We got 1, 3, 1, 4, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3, 4, 2. Oh, Ernie, you dog. 1. They all got ass except the redhead. The redhead has huge ass, bro. Yeah, that's huge. What are you talking about? Top left. Yeah, top left is me. 2. Sorry, not sorry. Yellow. In the next gallery, you'll find a selection of famous cartoons of attractive women that span several decades. Sleeping Beauty, Jasmine, Jessica Rabbit, and 3 popular Japanese anime characters. So here we go, right? So Snow White, right? Very pretty look. Jasmine was built very nice, you know. Shoulders bare, big breast, full breasts, skinny hips, and then skinny waist and nice hips. Jessica Rabbit, I think we all had a crush on Jessica Rabbit when we were little, right? Let's be honest. And then we have some anime ones here. And, you know, Japanese guys just always go overboard with the tits. But I'm okay. I'm okay with any of these right here. This one would be it. You know, okay, so I'll tell you guys this, right? Big tits, super big tits are a bad long-term investment, okay? If you can hook up with a girl and she has big tits, I'm talking like, you know, 36C and above, you know, it's like a good time. 34D and above is like really good old. It's good. It's you got to experience it at one time in your life as a man. You really do. And I'm talking not fat, like naturally, you know, not like she has like tons of stretch marks because she's fat and that's why her tits are so big. I'm talking like the Lord Jesus himself made them, you know, it's just 34D of titty meat. Oh, it's proof that there's God and he loves us, okay? These images are in some cases exaggerated, but that's the nature of cartoon art. On the other hand, most painting sculptures are sexually understated, partly because they're made for public display in places where it would be inappropriate to inspire lust, and partly because unrestrained sex appeal would dominate men's attention and distract them from subtler elements of the artwork. Guys, sorry, I'm like stuttering I'm like tripping all over my tongue here. Nevertheless, the cartoons, paintings, and sculptures of love goddesses share the same salient characteristics. See? The ancient Indian sculpture here on the left and the Japanese anime chick on the right. Again, the flat stomach, the small hips, the curvy, I keep on saying that. The small waist, and then the curvy hips, and then the big breasts, right? This is the ideal, okay? Not hentai. No, so yeah, there's 2 types of Japanese anime, okay? Hentai is actually the word in Japanese. It actually means like sexually, like a very sexual image, right? It's like kind of like a little, it literally means like kind of perverted, right? But not in a bad way. Like in like America, oh, he's a pervert, right? But like a hentai, oh, you know, this is like, you know, like if you're texting a girl and you're like, oh, baby, you know, you look so sexy in your bra today. I love the way you look. She'll be like, oh, hentai, you know. She'll tease you like that. She'll be like, oh, you little, you know, like you're talking in a sexual way. So hentai is just a category of anime. And then there's just anime. This is a girl from a Japanese anime cartoon, not a hentai cartoon. That's the difference. And then here we have like, this is modern beauty shit, right? Girls think like being hyper skinny like this, like Japanese girls, Asian girls, Chinese girls, they all think that like being hyper skinny like this is really attractive. And then American girls like to wear pajamas and, you know, and they're fat and they think this is attractive. Both are out of touch with reality. Neither of these are very attractive. She would be a lot hotter if she put on some weight, for sure. And her, I mean, she'd have to lose weight, but then if she's big. She's big. Okay. Cultural and regional variations do exist, but are smaller than you might assume. For example, ideal women preferred by American and Japanese men are more similar than real and Japanese women. Ooh, excuse me. So there on the left is Jessica Rabbit, and then on the right, this is another Japanese anime character. These kind of girls are a damn good time when you hook up with them. This kind of body type is not bad. Not bad. You know, like a very healthy, voluptuous woman. Oh, yeah. So top is average American and Japanese woman here, right? These two. And then these are the ideals, okay? So finally, here are 3 of the goddess juxtaposed with human models. So there is one of the pieces of art from long time ago. And this looks like maybe 50s America, maybe 60s. Okay. Here. This is too much for me. I know some of my fucking dudes. I know which dudes like this. You know, that's a little too much for me. This is good. This is good as well. So love goddesses and archetypes of beauty follow a definite pattern. On the other hand, they aren't truly identical. For instance, the Venus de Milo doesn't have the small waist evident in all other examples. And we can't rule out the possibility that current tastes different from traditional ones. To reliably determine what men find attractive today, we'll have to examine more evidence. You know what's crazy is like how this guy just went so detailed with this article, and it's just like a little small website here. So now we're going to talk about sex dolls. Okay, so here we talk about sex dolls and men's preferences according to orders as well, right? Because you get to design your sex dolls as well, okay? If men won't tell the truth when asked what they find attractive, how can we ever know? One way is to look at what they buy in secret when they're free to order exactly what they want. I've researched sex doll inventories at 4 online stores. Here are the results. So mathematically, he says here that the most popular sex dolls have an average waist to bust ratio of 0.61. So basically, the waist is 61% the size of the bust above. Okay, and the average waist to hip ratio of 0.601 too. Okay, in normal bust, waist, hip clothing measurements, that's equivalent to 39, 24 by 39. Okay, those are pretty well. It's a 24-inch waist. By contrast, the average Victoria's Secret model has a waist to bust ratio of 0.75, a waist to hip ratio of 0.71, and clothing measurements of 32, 24, 34. So the waist is still the same. It just seems that the girls' breast and hips are not as large as the guys ordering these sex dolls are, okay? In plain language, the majority of men choose dolls with far more pronounced curves than lingerie models. And for me, my favorite type of model is a lingerie model, right? Women who don't have like a little bit of fat on them, like a little bit of good breast size and nice little curvy ass, they can't become lingerie models. You know, the runway models, those skinny fucking catwalk creatures, I don't like that. That's just weird. It's just like it's just like ego and fashion. It's not really sexually attractive. But yeah, lingerie models are where it's at. So left is a clothing mannequin with standard runway model proportions. Yeah, exactly. This is a runway model. And then a typical sex doll. I mean, the tits are a little too much for me. But I mean, if your guy is not getting sex and you gotta make it happen. I mean, I wouldn't be bad if I had to like settle down with that. It's like, okay, it is what it is, you know. But it's definitely not bad, you know. It's better than, because I've hooked up with chicks before who have had just like super flat chests, and I personally just can't do it. I look at you, I'm like, sorry, you have no long-term potential with me at all. Like, you just don't. And it's just my thing. I don't know if you guys are like that, but a woman has to have a certain level of beauty for me to keep her in my life. And if she doesn't keep that beauty and or grow it throughout the relationship, it's nice knowing you. Praise the Lord. Best of luck to you out there.